On today's episode of Sauce Pot, the ultimate way to cook a big ol' Cote de Boeuf. Well. What's up, guys? Welcome to Sauce Pot. Today we got something very special. A little pick out of my brain. Something that I love doing to impress people. I'm showing you the greatest gift of all when it comes to cooking. It's making a good steak. The best thing that you can make for somebody if you're trying to get lucky, if you're trying to impress somebody, or if you just are like, I'm tired of eating really bland, disgusting steak. I almost said the R word. That's not good. But what we're going to do is break that down for you today. You're going to see all of my tips and tricks, and that starts off the day before. So you're going to see a clip here really soon of me salting the hell out of this because you want to draw out moisture. You're going to see that now. Here we go. So you guys saw that. Super, super salty. It's going to seem like a lot of salt, but that's a lot of beef. So you're just going to leave that in the fridge for 24 hours. And then about an hour before you guys start cooking, pull it out, let it temper. It's not going to be bad. A lot of people don't want to leave stuff out. They think that if you leave it out for more than 5 minutes, it's going to go bad. It's going to spoil. That's not the case. We're going to do some compound butter while I'm letting that steak get up to temperature, room temp. So I got some parsley and some roasted garlic in here. Super, super easy. All you do is just cut the top of the garlic bulb off, and then you put some salt and some oil, wrap it in tinfoil, put it in the oven at 250 for about 2 hours. It gets to a really nice consistency to where it's super mushy and it's just like super mild, just nothing but garlic flavor. All that Allison kind of gets cooked out. So you're going to take a nibble of that, and you're going to get some red pepper flakes and get it in this bowl. And you're just going to work this together. This butter is unsalted and it is room temp. So it's going to be super easy uh, to move around, and it's going to be malleable. And I'm just going to kind of get all these ingredients working in here together. And this will be the perfect umami bomb that you're going to want to put on top of these steaks. So we're just going to get this worked in, whisked up. Man, that's looking good. All right. I'll pull you guys here. I'll pull you guys in real quick, show you how to wrap this up, and we're going to get it in the freezer. See you guys here in about 2 seconds, if that. YouTube magic. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this big ol' mound of butter you made. Try to get as much as that butter and seasoning you can out of the bowl. And you're going to gently, to not do anything crazy, get it onto the first quarter of the saran wrap, cling wrap, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. And you're going to kind of wrap this like a burrito. So pull it over, and then you're just going to pull it tight. Wrap it over one more time. And there you have it. And then you're just going to you're going to swing it out, and you're going to have a nice log of on steaks. You guys will see that part here in a second. I'm going to clean up, and we're going to move on to cooking. There's two very simple ways to get the perfect cook on your steak. The first one is sous vide. I have one, haven't used it that often, but a second way that I do every time I cook a steak is you're going to reverse sear it. A lot of people like to do what I'm doing with this, get it into a pan, get a nice crust on it, ship it off into the oven. I like to reverse that. A lot of people do. That's why it's a technique. That's why you're watching this video. That's why anybody. All right, sorry. Short circuited there. But we're going to take a meat thermometer. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, you're going to use a meat thermometer? Yeah, I like to be as perfect as I can. We're going to take this into the fattiest part of this ribeye. And I have an oven at 250. You can go lower, you can go higher. I'm going to keep it at 250. I found the best results at 250, and it's quick. This is a really thick piece of fucking Cote de Boeuf. It's fucked on how thick this is. So you're kind of going to want to watch this. Like, if it starts to cook too much on top or on the bottom or all around, especially if you go higher heats, then you're going to want to turn that down, pull it out, and make sure that you're getting this thing perfect. I'll see you guys here in a second. Throwing this bad boy into the oven. We are back out of the oven. This is looking kind of sad. We're going to get it not looking sad. So I've become a big fan of carbon steel over the break of me not making videos and everything. And we're going to have a separate video on these guys. Buy something that's going to last forever. Buy something that won't go bad in 2 years. Also, stay away from like forever chemicals. We'll talk about it later. All right. So we're going to get this cranked up. We're going to go on like a medium heat. Let this get nice and warm. And I have beef tallow. Super, super simple. You literally just render down beef fat. We're going to let this get hot. See you guys here in 2 seconds. We are up to temp. We're going to go ahead and get some beef fat into this pan. And it's going to start smoking. But that's okay. We want it to be smoking. Then we're going to take this bad boy and start searing her off. You can turn off the heat, turn it down. With a carbon steel, another pan, just turn it to low. It's going to hold its heat really well. We're going to let that sear on one side for about 2 minutes. I'll flip it, sear it again. We're looking for a medium rare to rare. Right now, it's at 125, so we're going to try to cook that up. We'll rest it. I'm just going to cut this for a second. It's probably loud for you guys. So we just flipped this guy once, weighted down. You don't really want to do anything crazy. A lot of people flip it. You can flip it. I like to just get a good sear on one side, flip it over, throw the weight back on it. I already set the fire alarm off once, so I'm going to wrap this up with the frying part. Actually, with such a big piece of meat like this, you really want to get the fat cap, and I'll do that after I get a good sear on this other side. Then we're going to let it rest and cut into it. Be back. So I pulled this compound butter, hard as a rock. I am going to just make an incision. I'm going to take a couple good chunks because this steak is giant. We're just going to layer on top. While this is resting, going to let it go. I'm going to come up real close to the camera. Look at how crazy that looks. You can see the red pepper flakes. You can see the parsley. You can see the garlic throughout there. It's going to be amazing on a steak. Yeah, we're going to wait about 5 more minutes and we're going to cut into it. Love you guys. So we got it rested. Look at that beautiful contrast, the color. There's butter, there's salt, there's everything into this. So we're going to take it by the bone. We're just going to cut that junt off. And you can really tell where you're going to be by the cook on the bone. A little bit more red right there. But let's look at this. What were we aiming for? Rare? Medium rare? In between there? I'm more of a medium rare guy. Thicker piece. I try to aim for medium rare, but get there from searing. Look at that. Perfect. There's going to be the hole from the thermometer, but you can't beat the reverse sear. Let's go ahead and plate this up. And with this, if we want to be proper with it, we'll take some small cuts. Really getting through that crust. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm telling you guys, this is by far the best way to get the perfect steak. Those are follow me and I'll show you how to figure this shit out in the kitchen. I promise. We'll go ahead and almost finish up with this guy. We'll go ahead and hold that together. Clean off my hands. I'll come in for a bite. Oh my god. Oh, look at that. Oh, you can't beat that. Well, guys, thank you so much for being a part of this episode. Hopefully, you take this, learn some tips and tricks. I love you. See you later.